For a few years now, 4 or more years, probably 7 years or more, they've been this undertone public secret of our judicial system, to a point that recently our former president was accusing the judicial system so hard, was hitting them so hard that we should be afraid. So many people have been saying this about the judicial system. Even I remember some years back when I was in school, ANAS did an expose on the judicial system. I think the time of the expose, Amidu was questioning his methodology that he used in obtaining his information. There were so many people who weren't comfortable with the type of methodology that he uses. Even me, I'm not all that comfortable. He didn't put a gun on somebody's head to take bribe from him or to be entrapped. And we have other journalists calling him entrapment, ambush. His way of journalizing is ambush and entrapment. I'll catch you. I don't. But let's come to this. You see, for the past 7 years, the opposition party has been hammering on the kind of political motivated judges that have been appointed by this president. The kind of cases that the Attorney General is chasing after in this cause. The kind of people that Attorney General is dragging to court, and the manner in which he's winning those cases. Neutral people like myself didn't pay much attention, even though I was worried if that information is true. But I was thinking it's just for political gains and things. Until recently, not quite recent, 2-3 years ago, I started going deeper. In recent weeks, at OSN case, we've been hearing rumors left, right, center, until recently, when the co-defendant was put to testify. Then they revealed that this man had been called the co-defendant to concoct evidence to imprison the first defendant. How is this working? How is this Attorney General? How is this supposed to be a minister of justice? He's supposed to be the minister of justice to make sure that he's supposed to be a servant of justice to make sure that justice is being served. How are you a servant of justice if you are lying, if you are telling somebody to fake medical documents, if you are telling somebody to concoct evidence so that you can put an innocent man in jail? You are telling somebody to do all these things. How are you? And his name is even Godfrey Dame. The dummy should be okay, but the Godfriend, now. How is this okay? Now, we can't live in a country like this. How do they say you're a minister of justice and you are using your position to put an innocent person in jail, to a point that the third defendant, the man that you are asking to provide fake documents, concoct lies, fake evidence to put another man in jail, was offering to pay the said amount that you are chasing after. See, and he rejected it. They even advanced the payment and you rejected it. There's this thing that they've been talking about: justice. Justice is not just to put people in jail, to imprison people. Imprisoning someone who is mentally okay, who is not violent, who is not robbing or stealing, who don't have a mental disorder of harming another person or resources, but whether private resource or public resources, shouldn't be put in jail, should be fined, could be used to work with no pay. These are forms of justice, forms of punishment for wrongdoing, for negligence, for other form of crimes. This kind of justice system that you have to imprison somebody is archaic. How in this century you still think that the only form of punishment for crime, any form of crime, is to go to jail and waste time with these brains? After this investment into education, you want to just waste it to go and spend time at a confined place? Are you okay? As an attorney general, these people have offered to pay the said amount you said Ghana have lost, and you rejected it, and your only reason is that you want him to go and suffer in jail. How is that attorney general? How is that a means of justice? Please, let's think right. Appointing minister of justice, I think a minister of justice should be something that shouldn't be appointed by the president. It should be something appointed by the judicial service. If only the judicial service is independent enough to do that. But coming to this point, attorney general stood so low to be asking the third defendant to incriminate an innocent person so that he can jail him, concoct medical documents so that he can travel. How is that possible? Attorney General at the first place shouldn't even be the one calling a defendant, calling one defendant to incriminate another defendant. That thing alone, even calling the defendant alone, should be considered foul ethic of work. But if the law don't say don't do that, you can do it, but still it's fishy. The law don't say you shouldn't, you cannot do it. Fine. But Attorney General, be reasonable. Your name is being dragged into the gutters. Your reputation has been taken away. It has passed through the window and it's gone. Do you remember the COVID case? How this man defended it, saying that he is looking at it in the aspect of law and not in the aspect of morality. There can't be law without morals. The right to live is moral. The right to own property is moral. The offense called trespassing is moral. It's nothing different. Maybe you don't understand moral. Attorney General, sit up. And after you have resigned or been fired from your office, you should find a way to work genuinely. From henceforth, start thinking of how to work genuinely, because that your bad law has come to a collapse. This is the end road for you.